This week I've been thinking about something. I'm on this 40-pound weight loss journey, and I'm encouraging everyone to follow along with me. But the real question is why? Why did you gain the weight? Why did I gain the weight? I gained the weight when I started taking insulin. My type 2 diabetes got away from me, and they kept putting me on insulin, and I needed the insulin. I needed more and more and more insulin. And with the insulin came the weight gain. And I just let that go. I just thought that's just how life is supposed to be. You gain all this weight with the insulin and, away you go. But it's not the case. One day I just put my foot down and said, nah, I'm not going to do that anymore. I'm not going to accept what's happening with this. But I knew why. And I knew why I wanted to make changes. I wanted to live a longer and healthier life. I really did. I wanted to be an inspiration for my staff. Right? I wanted to be out in front so other people could be encouraged to do the same kind of thing. And that's why I did mine, and for myself, for my health. I knew this recipe wasn't going to last for a long, long run. I'm a former pro wrestler. Do you know how many of my friends have passed away? It's insane the amount of people who, former roommates while I was on the road, things like that have passed way too young, way too early. So really want to take the bull by the horns and take control of my situation. But I'm asking you, why did you gain weight? What's your situation? Why you're taking control of it? So these are things to think about. Once you get the why, the rest falls into place, but you've got to get the why first. So let's get at this. Come along on this journey. It's going to be a really great journey, and it's the road. It's not the end goal. It's the road we're going to focus on here. Day one of my workout week, and I'm at Gold's Venice, getting back into it after the holiday. Although I didn't take a holiday, I was in my office until, 5 o'clock on July 4th. So if you're in Canada or Australia, I know that you've got national days. I think Canada's on the 1st. I can't remember Australia. I was over in Australia for a year, but anyways, here's the Mecca. You can see him behind me. Outdoors, they took down the ramp, put everything down on the cement, so it's pretty cool. I posted today on Instagram about if you made some guilty decisions, let's just call them, over the holiday, you don't have to worry about it. Today's a new day, you can get it started, get it going, and that goes for any day. Man, if you fall off that horse, don't worry about getting back up and riding. It's just called life, and stuff like that happens. So you just gotta go do it, and especially with your type 2 diabetes, just work as fast and as focused as you can to get it back into acceptable ranges, right? Your glucose levels. So you should always be checking those multiple times a day. I wear a Dexcom, so I'm always in tune with what I'm doing. But I would say the morning, before bed, at lunchtime, and even before dinner is a good time to check on your blood sugar levels. So if you can do that, you're going to be much further ahead of the game. All right, let's have a good one. Let's get today going. And we roll into day 2 here at Gold's. I'm out at Venice Beach. You can see the outdoor part here, and just keep it rolling down the track. So talk a little bit today. Yesterday was a big day. Launched my Facebook group for type 2 diabetes. Gonna get really, really serious about reversing diabetes and or controlling it, even, whatever the case may be for you. But today I want to talk a little bit about diets. Everybody talks about different diets, and they can't do keto, and paleo, they do Mediterranean. There's a zillion different things you can do. Bottom line is just keep checking your blood sugar and see which one works for you. Which one can you stay on that's sustainable to you? When I dropped my 112 pounds, what I did was I did dirty keto. I knew I couldn't do strict keto first. I was giving up way too much. So I did dirty keto, and as I kept ratcheting down on the carbs, I got into keto. Then I got down to 20 total carbs a day, not net, and that all worked, as one package for me. And then of course I added in the intermittent fasting. So it's not about which diet is best, it's which diet works for you. And two things are going to show on these diets, right? Number one, is it sustainable? What's the reason you're on a diet? You got to start there. Start with your head. I always say that, start with your head. But is it sustainable? Secondly, are you losing weight? And it's like 2A and 2B. And how is your blood sugar? If you're a type 2 diabetic or pre-diabetic, you'll know. So, you know, if your blood sugar's sky high, but you know, you've lost 3 pounds, is it worth the trade-off for that? So you got to ask yourself these questions. You got to be constantly monitoring, see where they're at. So what a beautiful day here at Venice Beach. Like I said, Gold's Gym. And I'm going to go do some crunches yesterday. Knocked out 250 yesterday. Had a great sleep last night, so I'm looking forward to doing the same today. Day 3 of my workouts outside of Gold's. We have chest today. And it's interesting again because stuff I normally use was busy, so jump onto some other stuff instead. Use more machines today, which I like. Actually, I really like the hammer strength equipment, but went with more machines today as I kind of keep this thing going. Looking forward to weighing in this Sunday. I have a doctor visit next week, so we will track, see where I'm at. Last time I had my quick interjection with the doctor, we drew blood. All my signs look great. People often talk to me, well, you eat a lot of meat, don't you get high cholesterol? I don't. I don't know, I'm an anomaly, but my cholesterol's really good, so I'm really happy about that. My doctor always says that when he looks at my numbers, if he didn't know it was me, he'd think this is a pretty good job. But, you know, I'm a big guy with the gift of actually having great internals. So, you know, my doc says that all comes down to luck, genes, things like that. Plus the fact that, you know, I've worked out almost my whole life, being on the wrestling tour for many, many years. Really helped me when I was in the business world. I always tried to make sure I had time to go get a workout in. I'd often just bring my own meals, eat low carb. So, you know, it's imperative that I make sure I'm watching this stuff. Do I have pizza every now and again? Absolutely, like anybody else does, but it's not that often. So just stay focused. That's all you got to do. Hope you're having a great week. Only you can make that decision. Don't let anybody else try to interject on it. You make the decision, the kind of day you're going to have, kind of week you're going to have, and run with it. Saturday morning, and we're at the Mecca, and it's packed. Just trying to get my shoulder workout in. I'm just about done. I'm just waiting on a couple of machines to clear up. Gonna head to the office after. You know, I put on my stories today that I did had a corporate gig, a big corporate gig, and I ended up actually leaving that to buy a company. And people think when you buy a company that your days are going to be a lot shorter, you can create your own schedule and everything else, but it's not the fact. I work more now, and I was working 6 days a week there, and you know, 10 hours a day times 12, so I'm at 16. And people would think that in my own thing that, you know, you get a lot of time off and stuff. Not even close. So I'm headed to the office after this, gonna get some stuff happening. I have brand partners I held accountable to creating content for them. And then I have my wellness company where we go and do peak performance training with people and businesses and things like that. So it's gonna be a good day, but I love it. Looking forward to it, and keep going on my 40-pound weight loss journey too. Let's do this. Happy Saturday. And after the gym on a Saturday, this is where I'm headed next. My cold plunge. It's set in the 40s somewhere, depends on exactly. You know, when I get in, it warms up a little bit because of my body heat. I keep moving around. What's cool about this is you can see you've got movement in it, because when you sit in one spot, you'll get a thermal layer around your legs and arms and such, and you don't want that. You want coldness, so that's what works with the body. So here we go. Okay, so here's what I got going on. This is a Philly cheesesteak in a bowl. You know, people often say you can't eat low carb, there's issues, and it's not sustainable. I find it really easy to do, and you just have to get creative. So by getting creative, I mean I put my cheesesteak in a bowl, dump the bread, little few carbs from the tomatoes and maybe the onions on this. But besides that, this is pretty clean. That's really low carb hot sauce, and this is how we're rolling. Happy Sunday. No workout today, rest. Well, sort of rest, working on my wellness company for most of the day. I'm at Barnes & Noble's, which I love. Just bought a book, put it in my car, stop over at Trader Joe's. I used to run a lot on the treadmill, like a half hour sometimes. For a big guy, that's a showstopper. So I want to get back to doing more of it, so I bought a running book. At one point, I'd love to enter a 5K, so that's a goal by the fall. We'll see if that comes to fruition. And so I'm spending my Sunday. I'm going to do some editing later. Got some stuff to deliver to a brand partner tomorrow, and big week for the wellness deals as well. So happy Sunday. All right, so this is dinner. I'm going to go see my doctor tomorrow, do my monthly check-in. So I'm having this, and I'll probably have a tomato mozzarella salad before I head over to the doctor's office. As we wrap this week up, another kind of stagnant week for me, and I had a couple of dinners to go to this week, but overall I ate really clean. Workouts have been great. I think the problem is I work out hard, and then I get hungry, so I try to eat like a lot of protein, stuff like that. I started taking Ozempic the first month. It was great, a lot of loss of weight, but then it hasn't really kicked in for me. I think my body got used to it. My body's like that. It'll get used to things and they go stagnant. So I'm headed in to see my doctor. I go monthly, and I want to see what his thoughts are on this. Do we need to up the dosage? How's my health? All the things like that. I constantly say, make sure your doctor's your partner, and he's with you on whatever journey you're on. So heading in to see mine and wrapping this week up. Next week, we will start with what the doctor told me. So I hope you're having a great week. Oh, stuck my hand in front of the camera, but let's make this happen.